Imagine the scene. The sky darkens from a brilliant sapphire to a bruised, angry purple in a matter of moments. White-capped waves, once playful, swell into monstrous liquid mountains, their peaks frothing with rage. Below the surface, the deep blue darkens into an inky, bottomless black. Compasses spin wildly, their needles dancing a frantic, useless jig. Radio signals crackle, then fall silent, swallowed by an oppressive static. This isn't just a storm, this is the Atlantic Ocean showing its teeth. You are right in the heart of one of the most legendary and feared stretches of water on the planet, the Bermuda Triangle. So, where exactly is this infamous stretch of ocean? If you pull out a map, you won't find the Bermuda Triangle officially marked. It's not a recognized geographical name by the United States Board on Geographic Names. Instead, its boundaries are defined by folklore, a ghostly triangle drawn on the map by authors and investigators over the decades. Connect Bermuda, Miami, and San Juan. You've outlined about 500,000 square miles of open ocean. This region is one of the most heavily trafficked parts of the world. Countless cruise ships, cargo freighters, private yachts, and commercial airliners cross here every day. For most, the journey is uneventful. But that heavy volume makes disappearances statistically notable. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle wasn't born overnight. It was a slow burn. Maritime ghost stories that caught fire in the mid-20th century. George X. Sand of Fate magazine first connected a series of baffling disappearances in 1952. In 1964, Vincent Gaddis coined the term in Argosy, compiling cases and drawing the triangle. He framed these events as a connected, ongoing phenomenon, a narrative the public found irresistible. The timing, Cold War anxieties and fascination with UFOs, made the idea take hold. Gaddis's style birthed a cottage industry of mystery, later amplified by books, TV, and magazines. He highlighted cases where rescue teams found nothing, and perfect weather turned to disaster. No case is more central to the Bermuda Triangle legend than the disappearance of Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 Navy Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale for a routine training exercise. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, was experienced but new to the area. A couple of hours in, the control tower received a disturbing transmission. "I don't know where we are. We must have got lost after that last turn." He believed he was over the Florida Keys when he was far out over the Atlantic. Final garbled transmissions spoke of entering white water, then silence. All 5 planes vanished. A PBM Mariner flying boat was sent to search but disappeared 20 minutes after takeoff. A ship reported a massive explosion in the sky at the time and place where the Mariner would have been. Investigators theorized a fuel vapor explosion may have caused the Mariner to detonate mid-air. Long before Flight 19 was the USS Cyclops, a 540-foot collier that vanished in March 1918 with 309 aboard. Carrying over 10,000 tons of ore and 306 crew, Cyclops set sail from Barbados and never arrived in Baltimore. No SOS was sent. An exhaustive search turned up nothing. President Woodrow Wilson said, "Only God and the sea know what happened." In 1948 and 1949, the Star Tiger and Star Ariel, British passenger planes, vanished in good weather after routine check-ins. In 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen disappeared with 39 crew. Only a few life preservers were found. Each case was tragic. Together they formed a chilling pattern that captured public imagination. While tales of supernatural forces are captivating, scientists have proposed logical explanations. One leading theory, rogue waves, steep, suddenly forming walls of water now confirmed by satellites. They can reach 100 feet, swamping and breaking ships in minutes. Another theory, methane hydrates, ice-like deposits that can destabilize and release gas. A sudden release could create frothy, low-density water that robs vessels of buoyancy. Ships could sink almost instantly with little time to send an SOS. The Bermuda Triangle is one of 2 places where true north and magnetic north align, potentially confusing compasses. Compass anomalies can disorient navigators accustomed to compensating for declination. A navigational error compounded by sudden storms could send a craft miles off course. The area sits in Hurricane Alley. Violent storms and squalls can form with terrifying speed. A small plane or boat caught in such a squall has little chance. Human error, disoriented pilots, poor judgment, mechanical failures, explains many incidents. Combine volatile weather with heavy traffic and fallibility, and tragedies become sadly inevitable. When science fails to satisfy, human imagination fills the void. Theories range from Atlantis energy crystals to extraterrestrials and time warps. Atlantis myths posit advanced energy crystals disrupting navigation and ripping vessels away. Alien theories imagine underwater bases and abductions, vessels lifted for study. Some suggest time warps or wormholes, craft transported to other times or dimensions. Others invoke sea monsters, kraken or colossal squid dragging ships into the abyss. These are thrilling, far-fetched explanations, powerful images that feed the myth. They tell us more about our need for wonder than about the ocean itself. When you turn away from sensational headlines and ask the organizations that patrol these waters, you get a different story. The United States Coast Guard is unequivocal. The Bermuda Triangle does not exist as a paranormal zone. They attribute incidents to heavy traffic and volatile weather, not the supernatural. The Navy's records cite mechanical failure, weather, and navigational error, not paranormal activity. Lloyd's of London found no statistical excess of losses in the Triangle compared to other busy storm-prone regions. If risk were higher, insurers would charge more, but they don't. Researchers like Larry Kusha showed many stories were exaggerated, misdated, or misreported. For every vessel lost, thousands passed through safely. Coincidence, weather, and human error explain most cases. The official verdict, the Bermuda Triangle, is largely a manufactured mystery. Charles Berlitz's 1974 bestseller supercharged the myth, mixing fact with wild speculation. He presented circumstantial evidence as proof, and the public devoured the modern ghost story. Television documentaries and talk shows blurred entertainment with reporting, reinforcing the legend. Researchers like Larry Kusha dug into original sources and exposed distortions and fabrications, but the myth was already stronger than the facts. Even with GPS and satellites, pilots still report brief compass spins and instrument flickers over the region. Pop culture and first-hand accounts keep the legend alive for new generations. Science explains much, but the allure of the unknown continues to capture our imaginations. Perhaps the real mystery isn't the sea itself, but why we continue to search for something beyond our world in its depths.